fractally enlightenment. I was looking at the fractal clouds and just like one time I was just staring down, listening to this nice song, and I was seeing this little brick on the concrete and this little dot on it, and then it was like a smudge on the concrete, but then it was like cracks in the concrete making it up, like different parts of this stone. And then it started to drift off down into the left. And I didn't really follow it with my vision, but my vision followed it, if you know what I mean. I was in two places at once. Like it stretched it out. I started to open up a fractal. It was like those things on YouTube where you're just watching a regular video and then it like super memes on you. And it's like, and it like turns on all your speakers and shit. That shit happened in real life. It started embroidering all the layers. Like it almost switched the sky with the ground or something. I was like, yo, calm down. Calm down. We popped back in.
It was a time I was in VR chat, Theo, and somebody had this awesome avatar where it was able to affect other people's avatar reality. Just like that. And we was glitching, seeing memes, the walls was all switching around. It wasn't nothing you could do about it either, except quit the game until it was over.
You know what's weird is I was like, this is inside of a fractal. Like, bro, when I was in that lucid dream thing, when I was stuck in the lucid dream, it showed me like that the base reality is like technology based. It's fractally. Or whatever was going on, like whatever base reality I was in, like whatever greater reality I was feeling that was just obvious and intuitive, I was like dealing with all type of little gadgets. I had like a phone that it had a projector screen onto the wall or on the ceiling, but you just picked where you wanted it to go. At the time, it made sense. I was like, oh, that's Bluetooth. I didn't even think of it. I was like, yeah.
To the wall.
But it doesn't have to like, it doesn't have to like shine out of anything. It just goes from your pocket. Like you just look at the wall like you knew you're putting it there and then boom. But yeah, you're hopping between things. You're doing telepathic shit. You're like able to send memes. Like I thought my sister and my mom were out at the jail. I'm looking through the cell across the way at the double-sided or that glass that they can only look through one way and it looks like a mirror. And there's some like outpost of like guards up in there or something. But I'm seeing through the fractal, through the astral realm. Like
that's why those old they didn't care about being locked up. You could they were like, yeah, lock me up if you want. I'm still at the beach.
Yeah, bro. They're having way more fun.
That way, like, but can't lock my mind.
Because that way it gives their body no chance of escaping so that they're fully cornered in so that their mind can escape. Like a cat in a corner. But yeah, bro, I was looking through the ETH and like seeing like a rainbow fractal. That's all I can say. Communicating with my sister through a rainbow fractal.
Dum dum dum. Okay. Yo, you know what I was watching last night, like Theo? It's this show called Undone. They just started the second season in Earth Time like 3 years later. And I was like, wow, I'm so happy they brought this back out. But it's about this girl who her dad so-called passed away, but really he realized he was in another dimension and was trying to teach her how to use her powers. And it was like, hey, your grandma wasn't schizophrenic. And I want to be able to go back in time and fix it so that she can realize her powers. And I need you to help me and stuff. And it's real neat. It's real neat. Because now she was with her sister. You brought up your sister. And she learning how to travel through her memories and stuff. And actually, like, it started off as this fog. And then she, like, fall there. And, like, the floor will fall and stuff for the animation.
Oh, my God. That's some scary shit, brother. I need to watch that. Is that, like, similar to Divergent or something? Almost?
It was this old psychology film that the animation style remind me of. And they switched it up every 5-10 seconds. It was on, dang. It was real popular. I'm going to post it in the Discord, though, the Undone one.
Oh, yeah, post that up.
But the art style, they look like real people, and then they, like, drew over top of them to make it look like a cartoon. But the background is straight cartoon. So they playing
like with what I'm basically like. What I'm here to tell you is like all the shit that Just Ty's doing is what I've seen in the astral realm. It's the same type of thing, same vibe.
Yeah, that's why I talk about it.
Yeah. That's why you're doing it. It's all a lot of these experiments.
I'm like, they know,
you
or
know
they
how Ty does it.
They in a good position in like the spirit life or whatever. Like, hey, let's present.
That just goes to show, like everybody knows what's going on in the fractal.
I'm glad you told me season 2 came out because I've seen season 1.
Yeah, spectacular. Season 2, they lived up to it every episode. And they was talking about the memory game and everything. And I didn't get on the live, but I heard y'all talking about memories and traveling and stuff. And she was helping her sister unlock her memories. And she's like, no, I started suppressing that years ago. That's crazy. Like, I thought that was real, but I just brushed it off. It's like, no, that's a gift Dad was teaching me. And then eventually she was getting along with it, but her emotions getting in the way. It was cool.
I realized when we're really fractally activated, we don't think it's real. That's when Purple Damon takes over. Like, we're just not in reality. We're like, the lights are on, but nobody's home. Only
We know
Yantra
it's
poking out.
real. It's just when that it fades away, when we get to talk about it again, when we get to talk about the experience, it's kind of like you don't want to, in a way,
Well,
you don't want to say it's real, but it's kind of like, man, like how else can
well, I
we
guess when
explain
we
it? But it's
say
just
it's
like a
not
weird.
real, we're saying it's fully real. Like, it's either fully real or fully not real. But either way, there's no one else you can say it to. So you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's why I switched from that real, not real to the density of how real it is.
Yeah. You argue with
Yeah,
yourself, let alone other people. Keep going down that train.
because you chase around real and not real until you realize real and not real are both clearly real. So you're like, fuck.
Trust me, because
You
I
started
think
breaking
about
up,
that shit
Creator.
all the time. Like when we was manipulating the clouds and the stars, I was like, maybe in. You hear me now?
You said
Yeah.
maybe int, and then it was like,
Or am I
You went to an interdimensional cable, but maybe int.
Yeah. It was no, because like when we was out there in Joshua Tree and we was making the clouds and the stars moving, like maybe intuitively we knew where the clouds was going, but we did it in multiple ways to try to like, all right, if we really could do this, let's do it like this. We did it in different ways. So
That's
when
what
mm-hmm.
I
I was
realized
sober,
when
I
I
was
was
trying
listening
to
to
make
music.
sense of it. I was like, maybe we just knew where the clouds were gonna move or something. I
Bro,
don't know.
that's
I
what I was
just be
thinking though.
trying to
Like,
make sense of it. I don't
all
know,
right,
bro.
think about like a tune. Like, think about if you sing in a tune and you know where the tune is going, but then you try to go somewhere else besides where the tune is going, but really you creating a greater tune. If you're trying to
I
avoid,
moved clouds on a mushroom trip, and clouds don't move like that. So I was, he feel like it was something I was doing because they
Yeah,
don't
that's what
normally
I'm
move the way.
saying. It moves. Yeah, it, like True was making shit like he was creating a TV with the clouds. So he damn near made a screen. Like imagine a square where you could see the sky and shit, but everywhere else was cloud. And we just sat there like, whoa. It was dope as fuck, bro.
it's that
That's why,
telepathic
because it was
fact.
like the objects, the angles of the clouds, or the way we just could wipe it and just do hella weird shit, bro. That shit
Like,
was
there's so many worlds going on. Like, we're just aware of our reality. Like, there's bugs worlds. There's every world right here.
Yeah, the Lucas
because
showed me
even
that.
my cousin, he was like, he was doing some shit where he was like doing some shit to the stars. Like he would make
mm-hmm.
one blink and then he'll go to the other one and that'll blink and he'll be like, look how I'm tattooing the sky, y'all. We were like, oh shit.
Well,
But
hey,
maybe intuitively we knew which star was gonna blink. I don't know. When I try to come back and think of it in a sober mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Because
don't
it's
really
so
know.
outside.
I say
It's
fuck it. Now I say I don't even want to think about it sometimes.
You're like in the
But
space of outside of time. You're like future and past at the same time, like moving the fract. It's kind of
yeah.
freaky.
saw what you saw. That's
That's
what
why
I was
when me and
saying.
True, every time we see each other in person, we always give each other that like, yeah, bro, we did some crazy shit. That like met him
Yeah,
in
that's how.
person type shit.
It's just a
That
smooth
shit was
story
dope
to
as
say the
fuck.
story. Like the story doesn't even make sense, and then like if you tell someone else and you think that they would get pleasure out of the story, like only someone who was there would understand and get that same fract. And even then, only we were the one getting the fract when that happened. That's the weird part.
Yo, it's this magician, Mac Franco. I was watching America's Got Talent a couple years ago, and after he won, he was showing them some so-called like earth magic, I say, cause still on TV. Where he was moving the clouds and stuff based off a word that they made up on the spot. It just had me dreaming about that. It's always some reflections. Like all magic is always the best magic on stage because it's trying to reflect something that actually happens. That's why the mind be so confused to the spectator. Like, wait a second.
And because people have to try to wrap their logic around it, and a lot of times it's too big for whatever their logic can wrap.
Like, hold up.
I guess it's like, yo, I realize that's what we like. What happens every second? Like, if we see something, we have to like wrap our logic around it. Meaning, we have to like what True was saying yesterday, like seeing what's behind it, seeing what's right behind it. Like, if I see a lighter light, there's so much subconscious scaffolding of reality that makes me accept this as a reality. And what that is like thinking about combustion, thinking about where that fuel came from and how this lighter came from the store. But it's always some big line of numbers and then ... Or you just see down a long row of cause and effect. You're like, yeah, I'm not about to check. Or you could forever be checking.
Etc.
Yeah. Or you could just always check. But it's always going to be fractal.
But what was weird about the stars that whole night while
What happened?
we was doing that, it wasn't stars that fucking just twinkle and shit. Like you could already see them dancing back and forth. Like they were in dance mode already. So it's kind of like you already see them kind of doing this, but you could do shit to them and move them and zoom in and zoom out, but they're already dancing the whole night.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Like doing
Bro,
like a gyration of
Dog, I was out there. I was realizing, like, I was laughing at myself and just reality. I was like, damn, this is everything I've ever fractally signed up for. Like, this is just reality. Like, we're all monkeys and, like, animals and, like, snakes and birds and shit. And just, like, we're really asleep. Like, and then you can wake up. Like, this is just a fractal reality. There's no way to say it.
You can go beyond.
It's a million ways
you
people try.
outside looking at the skies or what? Right
Like,
now.
awake is always awake. Yo, I'm actually looking at the fractal stars right now. They're full as fuck.
You should
go beyond belief.
Grass and
earlier,
look up.
I promise you, bro, I was looking at shit. Like right now, I'm looking at shit. I'm talking to you, so it's too fractal. Like, hold on.
You should lay down, Blue Flamery, where you're not even standing on your feet while your whole body is touching that earth gravity and you're just looking up.
Once I hit this wax, I'm about to lay back. I'm about to smoothly travel with y'all.
I'm about to lay back. Sit back. Really relax.
Exactly, brother. This wax is kind of like, I don't even know what it's going to do. I haven't even smoked it today. Scared of it. But I do know what it's going to do. But yeah, bro, I was looking at the sky. It had like shit popping out of it. Like it could be a dust particle or a water droplet. Like everything was there. They were popping out.
I just posted this video, Tiny Tortures by Flying Lotus. It has the guy, I forget his name, Elijah something that played The Hobbit. He in there and he start tripping out, and he has that sense of feeling in there, like, oh, what is going on? Everything start flying around him in the room and stuff, and turning colors and turn to the thumbnail, those colors you see going around. It's pretty interesting. I used to trip out on that video a lot. Yo, they Flying Lotus, no.
Everything. Why is everything just dropping off fractals and yantras off of it? I got to smoke right now. I'm going upstairs into the upper wax room. I got to smoke some. But yeah, like if we looked at something, I was just trying to think of earlier. I was like out of my mind. Like I put myself in a thought experiment. I was like, what if I just saw this lighter light, but I didn't know what it was? And it was crazy as fuck when I was in that reality. It was a miracle.
Caveman. He like, yo, how you get that fire in your hand? You don't got no sticks.
Everything really is a miracle. Real shit. Fuck.
It is. We just don't look at it like that because we're so damn comfortable. And we meant to be comfortable with it too because we made this up in the long run. Like,
but
how
it's
we
like
get so
anytime.
assimilated? You made it up.
But for me, like if I think of everything being a miracle, and then I'm like, but I don't think it's a miracle. There's like a certain amount of guilt in the air. If I say like, I
If
don't
you
even
say
know how to
what?
explain. Like I'm like guilty for not thinking it's a miracle because I'm like people had to starve for this, or like there's always meanings behind it. There's always like
Oh,
symbology
I
and
see what you
stories.
mean. Them double entendres that just. What if you never even knew about that? Like, would you even be thinking about that? You just be enjoying it the way that it
I
comes to
feel like
you.
yeah, like a lot of people, if we'd be like, "This is a miracle," like I'm so grateful. Like
Yeah,
you just be
I'm
like,
very cynical like that too. It's
you
life.
just be doing it out of guilt or something.
It
Yeah,
can happen randomly. It can like synchronicity that don't have to do with another person, but the synchronicity of the universe and yeah. People can say, no, that was
I
because of
know.
me.
I know. Well, yeah,
But
exactly.
what?
What are you?
Yeah, depending
Haha.
on who talking.
Yeah, bro.
Depends on if you
It's
say who
like
talking right now. Say.
it's
And like, you messing with
like
me. Yes, you are too. No, I'm just talking. But by talking, wait, what do you mean we all talking? But do you know what talking is? Do you know what them thoughts? And you're like, wait a second. And then see, I'm only messing with myself at the same time.
yeah. It's like putting yourself through mental gymnastics for fun while you're like fractaling someone on accident.
Yeah. Because you know,
You're
you're
like,
like,
wow,
oh,
there's
I
no
got to
one in
show my
sight that
other
I'm.
self.
Yeah, you're like no other self in sight that's gonna be able to laugh at this fractal, but I'm gonna have to create one. The other self. I'm like, we're gonna laugh about this shit right now.
I thought it told me you was live, Just Ty.
Hey, yeah, I thought you was going to get on a while ago. I was like, let me just
Yeah,
cast on for a bit.
I
Oh,
was.
we
But
on
soon,
just fractal?
Oh, you
yeah, I
was
pulled
we
out. They
on
was
just
like,
Tizza?
they wanted to go get something to eat, so I took them to go get something to eat and ate and all that stuff. The fam
It's
bam.
always someone tying their shoes or some Thai food or even a typhoon, but it's always gonna be tied up.
Peppers. Eat it up. Yeah, I went live around when Theo popped on, Master Creator.
Okay.
And then we got to finish talking about everything else.
I like the unknown fractal live sometimes. It's
Yeah,
just
that's cool.
I was about to
Sometimes
say,
that's cool.
subscribe to the Patreon for more YouTube.
that's the mystery school though. Like if you're in the mystery school of Vibrantia, you need to just understand that this is always live, even if there's nobody broadcasting. Live to the ether.
Just being there.
Yeah. Shiva is live.
I used to be one of those people that went to the church when most people wasn't there, just to like sit at the altar and shit. Just have my
Welcome to
head
the
down.
Big Bang, part 2.
Yo, don't you know that scientist Mishiaku? He was going off. I like how he be talking, trying to act like he did DMT secretly before. But then was
No,
I just
Mishiaku
talking science. He's like, there's multiple realities around us, and what if a
Oh,
higher
yeah.
civilization in the future invented a time machine through black holes, and they could witness this moment right now, or witness the first Big
Like,
Bang?
think about it. The only way that they can throw that silk blanket over all the pointy, sharp, shiny objects, which is a logical map of smooth, logical reality like that, is because they're overstanding it. They're like on DMT 24/7. They're just out there.
Yep.
Him and Neil deGrasse.
They like, this all I can use to explain it, this science.
Like he was
I'm not even
like,
gonna
there's
try nothing
actually a
else.
mechanism called gyration.
I'm not
He
gonna try
said
religion.
gyration.
Nothing. It's science. Watch me get y'all to believe me. It's cool. It's a cool art form. Nothing but alchemy.
There's a well-beaten path on this old fractal hillside. All I know. Who is Al, and where did he put the chemicals? That's what I want to know.
The Psy Tai.
But the way we move through life, I was thinking, it's always going to be some sort of a mystery. That's always like you. It's like you read the bibliography, the intro a bit, the foreshadowing.
I swear,
I'm trying to get that word in my head. Like,
okay, this is what life really is. Life is a movie or a book, but you get the book, and all you can do is read the foreshadowing in the back of the book, and then you have to make up the book on the spot. But it's a real book. It's a bestseller.
Like, this what some of the terms mean. That's what I meant by bibliography. Like, oh,
but it's
this
like
how
they
you could talk
accidentally
to the people.
deleted it. Like, as they were releasing the new bestseller that was scheduled to be the hottest book on the press release, they're like, no matter what, we're gonna push this to be the hottest. They're like, we accidentally deleted the file, but we have the basic concept. We need to get the hottest imagination in the streets to come fractal it.
Bang. And that always seems a calling that everybody want too.
But I guess if they took everybody and mixed them all into one, then it would generate the perfect fractal. Like, all of us put together, we would have the ultimate imagination. The perfect story. But then the perfect story would need a supporting cast and the supporting roles. And then all those little roles would start to have the perfect fract.
Yeah, that's the story of Evangelion. Because his dad wanted everybody to go back into the one fractal. But he was doing at his own cost. And his son that had emotions as a human and stuff, he was real sensitive. They made him as a broken down person, but he was really like just tuned to what was tugging his heart at moments. And then overall he's fighting with the people, and they got all the swords together that meant different things for humanity and things that we live for, even if it sound like bogus and stuff sometimes. Like, hey, this is who we are. Like, we still living. What the hell you want to kill us for? The fractal thing sound nice. But then overall, we all still part of that soul thing. That's that the guy was saying.
Anytime you have like something actually going on in the real world, you can turn it into an ideology by simply observing it. But then after you observe it for so long and shit starts to change, then all you holding on to is dust in the fingers.
Yeah, he wanted to kill everybody in order to make it happen.
Through the fingers. The ideologies. I guess then, yeah, you have to cancel a bunch of shit in the new world. You got to keep killing shit off in order to keep it.
As you go.
Keep that lining shit up.
Keep it fresh. Keep it young. You see how people always make fun of older people. Oh, you're just trying to act young. Or, oh, you need to give that up. I always look at them even at my age. I'm like, what?
And then people are like, save the earth. It's like, nah, that young shit's out. You need to let the grass grow and become a forest. And the grass is on some freaky shit. It's like, pull my hair. I like being eaten. I like being mowed, baby. My roots get thicker when I'm mowed. Like, you guys are freaky in nature.
Yeah, so much variation. You can't just put one call on the play and call it everything.
Yeah, you'd be like, this is what I like. And the grass is like, nah, bro.
Like, I've been doing this all this time. Like, why do you think I got such fancy lawnmowers? I tried to make it easier on y'all.
This is my fractal, baby. This shit's different out here. Every day's different. That's the weird thing. Every time we get on here, we're like, this is the new fractal. This is the new fractal. It's like, it's complete. It was complete at the moment, but it's like, goddamn, my fractal just shifted.
It's just like window shopping. Everybody just make their store real quick. Hurry with they pop-up shop. Hey, I got it. I got it.
I got the fractal attainment. I got the fractal enlightenment. Yes. Oh, it's over with.
And that's what makes pop-up shops real cool. Cause I never really knew about them growing up. Or like somebody would just sell clothes or do something or study art only for like a week and then like they done. Like never again. Like, oh, now we're gonna make 1 million copies and keep on selling it forever.
You guys, I was in there earlier. The Shiva picture fell down.
Oh, that popped out.
It was sitting there all day. And when I was doing the Shiva practice, the picture fell down. I was directing so much energy towards it, it just fell. And then it revealed nothingness. It was the blue flame dripping. It was the blue flame that was dripping. And this is where the Shiva picture used to be, and then it was just flames and nothingness. Damn, Shiva.
Shiva, you strong.
Dang.
And then this rug, like everything was a fractal. That's my meditation chair.
Oh, that rug.
This is my DMT
That
section.
carpet.
Like that's a fractal. The Venus star told me to sit right there.
I see it moving already. Like, them seamless patterns.
Real sheets.
Real sheet. Real sheetrock. And the house is like moving and talking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back in with the fractal again
cool.
today, true. I had to double, triple up the dose. Have another night of fractation at the smooth, quiet ranch.
It's a dope ass fract you at right now, Blue Flamery.
Yeah, I ain't want to show it on YouTube. I took it off, but it's pretty nice.
I swear I've been here in the astral before or something. Like, this is a fractal I've been to. Take you guys on a
That's how the
tour.
mind. That's how the mind works. All these casual sayings that people say is more relevant to reality on the like high, low, inner spectrum than people want to attune to. I'm just saying, or that's just how I talk. Like, oh, why? If you knew why you talk like that.
Well, think about it like this. Like, think about talking for a second like this. We always were wiggling and giggling. But then at one point, they're like, we should make wiggleology. Let's giggle harder. No, you can't percolate a little bit 4.7 times harder. Like, think about it like this. They were playing a guitar or like a song, like whatever they had to make music. They just started to fractal it. It became a part of their bodies. So anything we're dealing with, which is not a part of our nothingness, aka anything on our body, we're just wiggling so in tune with it that it becomes part of us for a while. It's kind of weird. But like even with music, they knew all the tunes. They knew all of the like just the energy patterns.
You hear those things with no instruments.
Yeah. So then once you get to going, you're like, da 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 da. You just want to be like, even how we talk or like how our energy just beginning and end, like da 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 da. And then later on, we broke it down into something that was symbolic.
This sound means this. That's why people be confused about Mandarin. Like, how do all these similar sounds mean something different?
Don't worry about it. Start small. Start with one word. You start to know that. Then you can get another one. Practical living, like thank you, like hello, thank you. Not trying to learn all these curse words and all this cute shit for traveling.
Yeah, just assimilate as you need. But I think we do all these things to attain all these knowledge bases. And I think it's a lot in the future. It's going to be even easier to attain all of these things that people spend lifetimes trying to do. Like just have it literally downloaded in a fashion.
Inside of a fractalation. Inside of another fract.
We keep going.
I'm like, how can I would have to do it that way.
Exactly true. That's what I was thinking. Like it didn't work this way. That way must be the answer.
Look, I wonder how YouTube feel. We doing a double screen.
And they don't mind. I'm about to stream a game soon.
We on a double fractal right now?
Yeah, the double fract.
Fractalize in the local area.
Yeah, the fract stack.
Even a non-local locality of a fract stack, even like the Cheshire Cat.
No, there's people watching this right now on other dimensions. Literally. They're like, oh man, you got interdimensional cable. I turn the Psy Tai podcast, True Life Stories, real quick.
There's probably some people that can't stop hearing true life stories like out of their toaster oven or some shit. They're like, how do I turn that shit off? I'm getting some type of feedback. Keep talking about purple fractal.
I know we probably echoing in different universes through different breadcrumbs for certain different reflections of ourselves, or different
I was seeing,
conscious states.
like earlier, I was seeing how we're all the fractal reflections, so it doesn't really matter what we say or like who we're talking to. It's just like the fractal that's going on. That fractal runs goddamn deep. Damn it.
The fract is going frack. They going protest, but they know where they don't know where it's at.
Everything's good, man.
Protractor's gonna retract. Fractal's gonna fract.
Frack is going frack.
I don't even know what any of that fractal means.
The weird thing is the frack, it always frack, but it never frick.
Well, if the frick never fracked, then it would clap back, and that wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing.
Probably forget about it.
I know we be coming up with these analogies. People probably don't understand. Probably go over their head.
They're like, let me write that down. Hold up. I'll study it.
Right,
Next week,
that's
I'll come
it.
back and tell them about it. We'll be like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy, bro.
Like, man, I was trying to frick, but I was
forgot I
supposed
said
to
that. Wait. Was I supposed to frick where I fracted? Or did I refrictionate where I was fragmented?
It's weird, right? Because like the way we conversate, right? Your words can change a person, the way a person feel, like in an instinct. Like you can be talking about something good with a person, and then you can bring up something that might be bad, but it's like, we consider bad, and it'll change their whole dimensional way of thinking. Like it'll send them to like this dark place, and then they get sad.
You know what I see? It's either like they freeze up or they get like, they start to like itch something. Like, what did you just say to me, motherfucker? Like, it's a hot ass energy. And that hot energy can come through like frozen or just like sunken place.
Yeah, I was about to say being in that sunken place yourself. So when something brought up to that relevance, you like, whoa, put my shield back up.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like bringing shit to reality with that throat chakra. We got to formulate it first. Sometimes the unformulated is coming through, and sometimes we're formulating so much and it's never even coming out.
It's so raw. People want something from the supermarket.
Yeah,
you just went hunting. Raw. Like, I got this, man. Like,
but even what's more raw,
chef it up.
Because the best way to formulate is to give everyone the unformulated shit so that they can chef it up for themselves. It's just not everybody.
That's what I be not wanting to do. That's why I don't be talking so much.
But people don't eat their own cooking. That's the problem. You're like, I want you to eat.
I don't want to see you starve.
You're getting skinny, motherfucker. Hurry up.
They be all right. They all right.
But then you just want them to be with you. You're like, we got to go. We got big fractal adventures to go on. Like, you got to get your energy.
I don't want you to run out of items now.
I need a supporting cast now.
Unless your skill good, you need like 10 hearts on this adventure.
It's really all out of selfishness. It's like, I want this whole adventure to be dope as fuck for everybody, and that would be selfish of me.
Yeah, like,
but for it to be dope with everybody, got to start with you. It's like, okay, I'm gonna make it dope for me, and then that I feel like it's dope for me, now I'm gonna make it dope for everybody else.
Just think about if we always wanted to do something, like, I wish I always had people to do this with. Like, if we're not doing that shit to the fullest alone, then it's just out the window. Like,
yo, that's why
because once we get it, then we'll just be wishing more.
That's why I'm ready for this trip without wishing for it, but just letting it happen. And everybody's like motivating me in different ways, that speaking to me internally in ways that I'm evolving in as a human. Because I'm out here in the mountains for like ever. I only talk to my neighbors, and like that's about it. So like I've been doing all of this stuff, just like rowdying up on the internet with my home life family. And I was like, oh wow, now I get to see some other people like that I've been talking to.
It's the same energy as like a good birthday party or a good funeral, but it's there and it needs to be there. Like, it makes sense.
Gonna be shocking for sure.
I'm saying, my dates was all the way off. I had to be high.
Well, it's kind of like it's like when you come out of the womb and all the doctors and shit and all the families like, yo, this is dope, but it's like the death version, and it's also the astral version.
Yeah, it could be. You could be on the same ride and talking about how dope it is, and then like see one thing that might, send it into that other wave, and then that go right into that. It was crazy. I did it today, bro, and I was like kind of tripping off of it.
What happened?
Just talking to somebody and talking about good stuff, like their job and what they was doing on their job, and then we started talking. You get to talking about everything and like what they were doing. Like they were in town on like some business meetings, and what they do is they help people, with housing and stuff like that. But then we got to talking about homelessness and all that, bro. They got so sad. And it was just like,
sometimes, like, no matter what you say, it's not going to be impactful because the only thing impactful is that flow of energy, which is like a storyline. Like, it gets sad sometimes. There's no way around it.
Just part of the story, another part of the story. But they got so sad about it, and it was like,
so sad about it.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. But,
it's like, what can you do for someone? You're like, you'd be like, are you hurt? Like, stop. Does it hurt when you put your arm up? Stop putting your arm up. But maybe you should figure out how to like strengthen your arm. That's another story. But are you with someone who's hurt? Is their arm hurting? Why are you with them if they keep putting their arm up? If it hurts.
Yeah.
Like, it's a confusing fractal. How to comfort people. But it's a smooth hospitality.
Yeah.
My house is yours.
It's weird just to watch people watch they vibration, whatever you want to call it, fractalate up and down and up and down.
And you see it because the more people become sure of themselves in different ways, they start opening up to more sci-fi ways of thinking about just doing so. And they don't even always talk about it, just thinking, oh, that's what comes with confidence.
Sci-fi comes with confidence. You smoking some DMT. Real shit though. It does actually. Wait. But confidence is actually sci-fi though, if you think about it, because what's in the confidential files? UFOs.
UFOs.
That's that confidence, motherfucker. Confidence will get you far.
You in there.
You know what a U stands for in UFO, right? Never mind. We should talk about something else, bro.
Once the X-Files is open.
I feel like this is a fractal simulation for like opening our imagination. Like, how open can we have our door while still having a bubble without popping? How open can we have our bubble? How thin can the bubble be? And how many openings can it have without it popping? With the smooth integrity.
Look how big it's getting. It's going in the air. Oh, it's going to hit the bridge. Oh, no. Thinking about the bubble floating.
Pops, it's going to pop without popping.
What's up with it, Josh?
What up, Shiva?
What it do, bro? But yeah, I don't know, man. I think, man, everything is wild, but it's beautiful though. At the same time, it's beautiful because I know how to control myself, my feelings, and all that.
I feel like it's the same words you've always said, but it's a new ass fractal right now. I'm like, this has a new meaning for sure. But it's like, don't you always say this every fractal Thursday? Is it Thursday?
Yeah, every fractal Thursday. Yeah.
But I'm like, but it's new. It really is new.
It's the same frack. Same old frack.
It's beautiful. But it's fractal. But it's beautiful.
Same old frack. It's coming right back.
Like the same OG song. Same old frack. Even though I got old thing.
Even though I don't want your fracked. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that'd be hilarious though. I'll be thinking about that. Remember how Weird Al Yankovic used to do that?
Oh yeah, just change the whole. I was thinking about him 2 days ago. It was like just change the whole song around. I was like, yeah.
Imagine we just have a Kids Bop, but it's me and Master Creator on Kids Bop just going all purple fractal.
Fractalize every song.
Kids Bop Volume 23.
Volume 23. Fuck.
She said he coming down from a 6-gram trip.
Oh.
So Shiva did?
Yeah.
Jump on the chat and
I would
explain
have never
that.
knew. He was just here a while ago. That's dope.
Oh. Shiva sounded like he was diving. That's dope.
Yeah.
He was coming with some hard esoteric bars earlier. I was like, that's hard. That's a hard ass song.
When you find yourself in the middle of the ocean, are you swimming or flying?
What's up, Purple Flowers? I gotta what's the name, man? I gotta stop laughing. I gotta be serious. I can't
I
laugh.
see you, Shiva. I see you, Shiva.
Hey, anybody got the answer? If you in the ocean, if you in the middle of the ocean, are you swimming or flying?
If you're in the middle of the ocean, then everything you see in is surface level. But if you're above the water, then there's only one surface.
If you're in the middle of the ocean, all you doing is floating.
It depends on if you in the ocean like or not.
Okay.
Are you in it or are you
on
yourself?
in it or on it?
Yeah.
And what is flow?
Because it can be a phrase or like,
Flow,
just
I got
out
some.
there.
If you're in the ocean,
just high. Floating is flying in the ocean, baby.
Okay, I got a question for your question though. Like, if floating is flying in the ocean, we would only know if you're in the ocean if the ocean is in you or not. Because otherwise, if you were to be in the ocean, you would just be the ocean. But if you're in the ocean, you must be coming from the air. You must be holding your breath.
We're in the ocean right now. Swimming.
Yeah, it's just
it's a different density.
I know. That number 2 is a lovely number. Let's just say that. Number 2 is a lovely number. 3 many.
Hey, 2 shows itself.
It's lovely. Perfect.
You know, my daughter was talking about, she said, I wish I had a clone so that I can have the clone go do other stuff while I do other things. And then at the end of the day, we just come back together and put our memories together.
Isn't that what she's doing already? Yo, this is reality. Damn it. She figured it out.
That's how you live life right there.
If only you could convince her that that's what she's already doing, though.
Like that right there, y'all.
She knows. She knows.
Well, yeah.
That's Just Ty channel. Like, if you're here, make sure you go and subscribe to Just Ty channel.
A lot of cool animations.
The Psy Tai.
The Psy Tai. The Psychedelic Tyrific podcast.
Yeah, you can rush over there and come back over there and say, because we both on.
Right behind Psy Tai is Psy Tai. Right behind Confidential Files.
The Psy Tai Files. Agent Bueller is on the bench, is on the case. It's cool how that sense of wonder pops up as I was like aging and stuff like that. Watching these shows like X-Files and they saying, do you want to believe or something like that? And like the music even invoking mystery in my own imagination during the day. Like all of those breadcrumbs was awesome.
Hey, the music in movies though will have you, especially at the sad part or the interesting parts. It's like they know the frequencies of the sounds in order to get your body feeling a certain type of way at that time.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying. Like that greater like narrative going on, just the energy, like how the energy's always.
They know that storyline that got you to that point. They know how they build you up with some furious stuff right before that.
It's like anything that's distinct is going to have a certain tone to it. And that tone is always like sandwiched in some type of rainbow fractal of like a perfect rhythm.
Yeah, just it's intertwined so good. One time I almost started crying during the movie and I had to catch myself.
What you mean catch yourself?
You know this shit's fake. You know it's fake, right?
You was there.
I was there. Then it was like, wait, hold on, man, this ain't even real, man. Y'all got me, Shiva, whoever you are.
But hey,
Whoever.
True. How do we enjoy this reality though? If stuff happen, you go into that emotion sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
you go into the mode.
Sometimes I allow myself just for the creditor or the author. I'm like, oh, I'm the author right now. Let's just go through this. Like, oh man, watch out.
Yeah.
Because I am one of those people that don't like when people talk during the movie, but also I know how to enjoy a movie now while people are talking. So it's like the back and forth observances that I was able to get. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I guess what talking really does though is talking is kind of like opening your eyes during a DMT trip. It's like when that greater narrative is going on, we're breaking the spell. Like, I'm not sad, bro. Look, that's so funny. Calm down, brother. Be sad.
Yeah, it's hella crazy because I look at myself like as the watcher now, or like the observer of me, just observing what my whatever this is does. But then it's like, then I always gotta jump in like I'm the director and be like, hold on, you're doing it wrong. You gotta put more feeling into it or they ain't gonna believe it.
Aren't you the director, bro?
But that's exactly what's going on. It's just think about it. If everyone's doing that at the same fractal, what a world that would be.
Wow.
Like, it was a time I was doing mushrooms in the first season of that show Undone I was talking about earlier. And I marathoned the whole thing. And I was the character. I was watching it. I was the character when the dad was teaching about how to manipulate time and fractals and all of that stuff. And how to shift stuff and not think about it moving, but think about you being in a reality where it moved. I was like, yo, all right. It was like the cartoon was the entity, as you would see if my eyes was closed. It's like the same shit.
I'm going deep into the darkness right now.
It'd be weird because I look at reality exactly like a TV, like how all that stuff, like that movie, everything that's in that movie is held inside that box on that screen. Like that's how everything is in reality. But them on the screen, they being whatever they are for the movie. So they in that character, once that character was written in, you can't like write that character out. You can't stop the movie and stop that character and go, hey, you're not gonna be a bad guy, you're gonna be a good guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can be like, yo, cut that DVD off. No, we're not shipping that out take that off the shelf. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, you could do that, but you know, you're gonna go store it, and when you come back to the movie again, it's gonna be the same movie.
That's so selfish. Like, so many people want to see the movie. Like, if one person gets butthurt about a movie, like other people are gonna want to watch that.
You know, I hate when life is like the movie, because you know how when a movie come out and you might see the commercial and you be like, man, I want to see that movie, and then you ask people and you go, hey man, have you heard about that one movie? And they be like, man, I wouldn't watch that. Man, that movie right there, it was weak as fuck. You feel me? It wasn't a good watch.
But it actually was if you watched it yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
But everything's a perspective. Like, why was it good or bad to you? And then no one can actually name that consciously either.
Yeah. Usually that'd be fucking my movies off. I used to when people do that, I gotta watch the shit like 3 times.
I think like reality is such a thing where like the only way for us to interface with something as a technology is to be like inspired by it, is to think we're similar to it or we have similar potential.
It's called I was gonna say resonance. That's still something.
Yeah.
And magic and hermeticism, they used to call it rapport. Have a good rapport with something in order to perform magic with it. When I used to read those books.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because otherwise, like, you're not going to interface with that timeline. Like, any reality we put ourselves in, we have to be able to not reject it. Or else it'll just pop like a bubble, and we'll go back to the same reality.
Kill yourself, go through all that, and you wake up in the same chair 5 minutes before you killed yourself and then forget that you even did that and then make a different decision. And then like, oh, I gotta keep
And then
keep
you
going
got
this
so
time.
many infinite times.
That's like the art of the mycelium network. When I look like how the mycelium network branches off, but it's still part of one thing. That's how I feel like what it really is. Like, you know, when that electricity is going through that way, it was a different decision. When the pulse goes through the other way, it was a different decision. Always.
Switching lanes. Each
Yeah,
lane.
Reality's weird because I swear, like,
that's the
a lot of that wonder feeling where I like wonder what reality is, or I have a lot of wonder, or, like amazement for it. A lot of that wonder is tied into old realms that I'm still in awe from, like those novel experiences when we were a kid that create those realms, living in those realms. And that's really not, that's like the opposite of being alive or the opposite of death.
You
in
ever
between.
watch the show Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends or hear about that?
Yeah.
I remember that from back in the day.
I watched that weird stuff.
I used to love that show. I blew in all of them. They had a home of imaginary friends, and people gave up on their imaginary friends when they got older. So that they had a house, that boarding house, where they took care of them.
Bunch of thought forms that are never fulfilled into anything.
Yep, they all
Like,
had their own issues.
Think about it, this like a Meeseek's house, where all the Meeseeks. Remember that one?
DMT creatures and creatures from the realm, the imaginary friends.
All of
Remember
them.
that one realm of Jerry's where they had a daycare for the Jerrys on Rick and Morty, and then the basement there's like the Jerrys that are like, nah, they're never coming back, bro. They're smoking and gambling and shit.
Jerry said, I want to leave. I'm tired of this. She was like, well, go right down there, down that little chute right there. And he slid down, and it was in there. It was where you talking about, Theo.
Yeah.
I thought he was leaving. He was still in the same spot, though. Like, that was a
You
good
see
one.
you see the new Rick and Morty, episode 4, season 6.
Oh yeah, it was real foul. It was foul. Wait, are you talking about episode 4? Was this episode 3 or 4?
Episodes 2, season 6. Is that what? Which one are you
No,
talking
they
about?
on 4. They on 4 now.
Wait, no, they're not on 4.
The wife had ran across her other version of herself again.
Oh yeah. Is that 4? Okay, well whatever. That one.
If it is, that one.
That one. God,
she ran across another version of herself, and then they
Did
fell
you see
in love.
Yo, I told you well not to watch it.
That was let's see what.
I was like, don't watch it, brother. Just wait till next week.
Said just wait till next week.
Rick and Morty is fire. Like they're putting out all the most fire content. You know they had to put out an episode to troll.
No, it is because every single thought that pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
Every thought.
Yeah, because on season 6, I only get the first 3 episodes.
Not everybody needs to have a I'm gonna say not everybody lives up to a hierarchy of things. I'm just making this.
The higher arch is literally hyped.
Rick. Yeah, it's all hype. It's all hype. I just typed in the word hype. I'm trying to type in Morty.
Like the words I'm saying don't even.
I've been doing that since I was younger. If somebody's talking or something and I'm writing or typing doing something, I will just write what they said.
Yo, I did that the other day. I wrote down like something totally off. Like I wrote down like blue flame on my shopping list or something. Like this ain't right.
Oh, it was episode.
What? Hey, Theo. Just the visuals of that episode too.
Hey, I wish I remembered it.
Oh my god, bro! Season 6, episode 2. Just the visual.
Oh.
Yeah, just to think about like how they crash through the fractals at the end. Like they go through space and crash through the fract. Everything was there.
And then he go to the fucking go to the president. President like, man, I already know.
He's like, I've been knowing. He's like, I was born knowing. He's like, motherfucker, you want to try heroin? It's like, this is the reality we in. It's a video game. You can do heroin.
Yeah, you want some? He said, you want some?
Yeah, that's a crazy ass episode too, man. It's like everyday life.
Yeah.
When everybody, we all God, we all Morty.
Nah, bro, it's not a religion. You don't get it. We're literally just pointing out like the fractal nature of the fractal of. Yeah, calm down, bro.
The fractal nature of the continuance of the electricity that Master Creator saw of reality.
Like, what if they
Making
actually
choices.
if they started a Discord on that episode, I would have had to throw my phone at the TV.
Oh.
You just started having true life stories, like true life Mortys.
I gotta watch that one again.
Somebody, and then also like other people, like if other people from the channel help out, I'm gonna use that too. So everybody don't. So that'll take away too. So like at the end when everybody send me when everything is like paid for, and I send back what wasn't used.
Basically, what he's saying is if everybody in the world wants to donate $1, that would be a 7 billion. We can definitely donate that.
You're happy.
We're by Island. True Stories Island.
Yeah, because I don't even know who it is. Somebody just donated too.
Well, we're gonna donate it forward. We're gonna pay it forward to ourselves. So it's gonna be like the reality is gonna be dope for everybody. So it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be an investment.
Yeah, I ain't tripping on no change, especially if you're gonna be coming to pick me up from the airport.
Yeah,
except nah.
I got you.
Yeah, reality's crazy. It can't always be good for everyone. But yeah, that's the disclaimer. You have to read
I was going through that in my imagination. I was like, somebody gonna pop up and be like, well, this is not for me as much as they think it is.
Wait, Theo, that is the disclaimer though. It's not gonna be good for everyone though, but it's like, damn, okay, yeah, I take that chance.
Well, it's like if you agree with me, or if we can agree, like if I can agree with you, like I don't know, bro. Just take that chance, though. Take that chance. It's only $1. $1 helps. Every dollar counts.
Yeah.
But at least you could say you help somebody else live their fractal.
Yeah.
And that would be a good feeling for you on your journey to the fract.
You basically helped us live that fract.
Hey, that's what's weird is I like to see other people like, you know, living like
But you know what's weird, True, is like I was thinking about that. Like, can we get pleasure from other people getting pleasure?
Yeah.
We don't get pleasure. Well, we get love from it, I think, but we don't really get pleasure from it. They're getting pleasure.
I don't know, because hey, you
but
watch
then again, we're observing it. It's kind of like a movie, so I guess we are getting pleasure from it.
I don't know what they call. Wait, hold on. Let me type it in, then I'm gonna say it. Hold on.
What you gotta do?
But do we even get pleasure from pleasure though, or is pleasure a pain?
Okay. Have you ever watched Pornhub?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Nah, bro.
I was waiting for the punchline.
Yeah, that is the punchline. You get pleasure from other people getting pleasure.
Yo, you just fractaled me right there, though. I wasn't ready.
Just think of how the mind walks. I used to watch documentaries back in the day where they said if you watch a person walking on screen, your mind in a way thinks that it's walking. And
okay, but here's another
VR and a lot of stuff it takes hold real hard, real easily.
Well, here's a fractal though. Are you actually like getting pleasure from their pleasure though? They're the ones having pleasure, or are you conjuring?
No, that's the breakdown. That's the breakdown. That's why you the difference is still doing it yourself. Like doing stuff flying in another reality is different than going skydiving here. Like you're like, oh, it's feel the same, but you actually
we still gotta conjure it. We gotta conjure it up for it to work.
Who is Robert?
Never
Robert is Robert.
Heard of Robert in from a high school.
Texas, you ain't
Yeah,
getting
he
no
talking
Texas
about
rock.
getting another Airbnb. If it ain't coming
Oh,
out. Texas Rock.
Rob.
Texas Rock.
Huh?
He was on
Texas
here
Rock.
before.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rob. I got
Rob.
confused
Oh,
too. Rob.
yeah, but we call
He
him
was just here like
Texas
5
Rock.
minutes ago. That's why I'm confused. I'm like,
It's
am
like
I fact?
Robert. What?
Yeah.
Thought your name was
Yeah,
Robert.
he talking about he might come too, and if he do, he might get another Airbnb.
Oh,
You might
damn.
as well squeeze in with us. It's only 2 days,
Right,
bruh.
right.
All you got to do is sleep under the couch or on the ceiling or something. What do you got to do?
And
Take 4
w-
ACO?
However, the fractal
one of
wants
them
to
days
frack
I'm gonna
them.
be incoherent anyway. I ain't gonna even know where I am. Shit.
It's for everybody back of the head thoughts to like be cool and relax too.
I'm gonna be sleeping like 14 hours. Like if I'm able to fractal through, I'll be slept up. So I'm not gonna be worried about sleep too much.
Hell yeah, that'd be a blessing if you slid through Blue Flamery. We
Oh,
need you, brother.
the
We
way
need
you've
you
been
on the
dosing, you
frack.
gonna have to take like a
It's up.
10 strip when you come out
I
blue
know, bro. The
flame.
way I'm dosed right now, I'm gonna have to take a 20
I'm
strip.
saying, Rob donated he sent $100 too.
Oh
If
Oh
I
shit.
yeah,
take a
Rob.
20 strip though,
Rob definitely coming.
yo, rocket fuel is real. That's what I'm
Rob
here to
finna
say.
he finna buy his ticket. If he sent that 100, he buying that ticket.
Yeah, the way he was talking before added with that.
He ready. He ready to trip with the true life. Damn.
Tie it all together in the ultimate fracked.
Y'all think we all did this before?
Of
Hell
course.
yeah.
Like we souls that and link back up and shit.
All that.
All of
Why
it.
not? Shit. Why not?
I remember having a
Well,
lot of
before.
visions
Are you
of us
talking about
being
before?
magicians. And we
Well, when you
like,
say
Like
before, if you're in the before four, that's like the foreground. So you could be even in the after.
okay.
we could be rocked
Definitely
somewhere else right now.
all
Like
that stuff.
everything everywhere all at once.
Yep.
Hold on, while I'm about to
Or like the rock right outside, right there.
That's what's
Yeah,
weird.
Rob
When we get
dropped that
outside of
100
this
fast.
fractal,
We ain't trying to lose that Airbnb.
it's like the only
No.
way we could really see reality is through a map, but reality transcends all maps. So it's not that it's happening before that we've had past lives of it. It's not that those past lives are future lives. It's not that those past or future lives are actually parallels, but it's all the above mixture of a fract. It's not, it's there. Like
The
it's there.
X-Men show you that a lot. The X-Men comic
It's all now.
series. They
It's
go
all
into the
now.
past, and then later they say, "Oh, now this past mixed in with this," and then
Well,
somebody
think
else
about it
come
like
along
this. Like,
tied in with this.
okay, so think if our body is like a map of our whole history on Earth. So everything we've ever done, but it always regenerates and stuff. So we have new cells and stuff like that. So if
Right.
everything on Earth, every cell has all the DNA of the history of the entire eons, then not only that, but it starts to have that greater frat because it has all the wisdom of that. So it starts to know where the projections go in the future. So it starts to connect to itself. And then it starts to make a sphere. All right, I'm done.
All right, I'm done. You
The
just gonna drop
sphere
the
of
microphone.
time
It was
on
like
the
you dropped the
scepter of the
microphone.
It
Grand
sounded like I was
Wizard.
driving towards something until it spherified.
Nah, we just dropping fractals. That's it. That's all it is.
That's all. Purple style. Holy shit. Yo, this Mary's different.
You said it was a wax, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I got. I mixed some wax with the weed I got
Oh
right now.
wow.
I didn't want to
I just had
dab it.
a paradigm shift. My demeanor's different.
I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna
That's
lay
that
off the
full
cannabis
frack.
until next week.
That's when
I'm
all
gonna
them
get
fracks come together, but they make that big picture. But that big picture is just part of another frac that's
Yeah, the
connected to
big
many
picture.
other fracks that makes another big picture. And it just keeps doing that
Exactly.
until infinity over and over again.
Like
Keeping
it
it
does it so
fresh.
many times. Like, think about that happening. Like, if you zoom into every fract into super slow motion, but then think about if you sped those fractals. I swear, this is what I was seeing earlier. Every slow motion fractal, if you sped that up infinitely fast, it would just generate whatever. It would just be emptiness. But I was seeing like dust particles pop out earlier. Like anything in the sky. You know when you look at the sky and you can see those swirling dots?
Yeah, the little white ones.
Yeah. Well, those things were popping out. But they were coming out in different shapes, or like it just looked like any hallucination could come out of like a ray of light, like an aura. Like if you see something, your eyes are kind of squinted and it has little rays coming off of it. Those rays were just like creating shit, popping shit out. I'm breathing heavy like I just ran a marathon all of a sudden.
You did.
I'm about to pull out my phone from earlier. Yo, earlier I was so fractal dazzled. I promise you, I was sitting here like, I was like, I could do anything, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna sit right here with this. I was like, anything else? It fractaled me into like a state of like. I was trying to explain it to them earlier. True, you know those memes that you see sometimes that are like a hyper meme, where it just like fractals the screen on you.
Yeah, and it hella fractal.
And it turns on your speakers hella loud or some shit. That was what reality was looking like.
I get kind of warped.
Yo, I got this animation. Did you see this, True? Or Blue Flame?
Yeah,
it's the zoom out.
One that you had did.
I don't know, bro. I'm walking off into the deep darkness. I gotta look at what you're looking at.
Cool.
Yeah,
I shared
but
it
look,
on Discord.
Let me show y'all what Wally said. Wally said, greatness is always present and easily to attain, but only when others are asleep. What is the end of a caterpillar is known to the world as a butterfly.
Well, yeah, because greatness, what do we derive from is that? You're like, I'm going to be the GOAT. I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. while everyone else is asleep. Yeah, I'm working hard. But are you working hard if everyone else was working the same amount?
Yeah.
Or are you hardly working?
Hardly working. He said, that almost coincides with that. He said, whenever you feel too small to make a difference, try spending the night with a mosquito. The lesson will be unforgettable.
Well, unless you don't really care about mosquitoes and you just like don't pay attention to the itch and you like forget about it, it's not really that significant. But real shit, if you ever think one thing didn't matter, well, that was a sperm cell and here you are. All right.
That's fine. He said if you are climbing the tree, you fantasize by going beyond its highest point. The ground will be happily waiting for you. When two elephants fight, it is the ground that gets hurt.
All right, I'm like in the chat right now. Let's just go with the chat from now on. Hold on. He said elephants fight. Yeah, I think if elephants fight, the air is getting hurt.
Yeah.
Ears are getting hurt more than the ground. Having a Trumpathon.
Hey, True.
How long did it take you to make that?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make that?
It took me about a week.
Well, I'm looking at a map that looks like it has an Amanita cap over a radar system. That can't be what you're looking at. Hold on.
Yeah.
It is. Watch.
True, I was going to ask if you could stream it on your channel.
I am.
Well, you created a whole realm?
Right. It got music to it, too.
Well, you created an entire realm in a week?
Yeah. You finna see.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We keeping it fractal, baby.
Oh, shit. Don't worry. Oh, there's the blue flame. Don't worry.
Wow. To make one of these. Too, I was thinking
hard,
Does it get greater later?
Yeah.
Or is that just the elephants fighting?
As soon as you think it's this right here.
Yeah, but I finally got you. It's just once you finally think it's this is when you stop watching.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Now it's this right here. Now you think it's this.
All you got to do is put an arrow pointing out.
Somebody right on the top watching the stage at the very end.
Yeah. Like
I
as
just
soon
thought
as
of
you think
something. Every time we think we're zooming out, if we're expanding forward, we're really just the one that's going smaller and smaller and going in. That's what they call it, going in.
If you watch it and then look at the walls, it's going to start like fractalizing and getting all wavy and whatnot. Like a little portal. You sit with it. You know how to do that.
let's see. Oh, okay.
Yo, okay, you see how it kind of looks like you're going backwards through a space? Like you're the one that's backing out of it? Try to see it the other way. Try to see it like you're projecting it out.
That's how I originally created it. I started going in and then I reversed it.
Yeah, but like, see, but I'm saying like, try to see it the other way, like, not the other way, but
Man.
like,
Ain't you playing
no, like if you're going backwards, think about you're still like it's going forwards. Like stuff's just leaving. Like you're sitting still, basically.
Okay.
It's like the most obvious thing to say, but it's.
Here go another one for you, Theo. Get rid of the.
I need another one.
Hey, get rid of the worst desire, which is to have, and watch what happens.
Well, get rid of the best desire that isn't to give. Wait, hold on. The worst desire that's not to have.
Get rid of the worst desire, which is to have, and watch what happens. Oh, I see what you're saying. Get rid of the best desire, which is to.
Wait, get rid of the worst desire, which is to have.
Get rid of.
Yeah, the worst desire is to have.
Yeah, the worst desire is to have or to.
Well, worst means the strongest in that case, because if you're just saying worst, you mean the strongest, and the strongest meaning worse and worse, the stronger it gets based on our perspective of it. So I'm like, because we got a negative connotation, and that don't make for a smooth gyration. But other than that, the best thing is to not have. Next question. Real shit. I need more questions though. I like the chat. No, I like the energy of the chat right now. I think it's true chat stories, true life chat.
He said, okay, whatever or whoever makes you angry is playing you like a piano forever.
Shit, you make yourself angry.
Well, if you're getting played, that means you are the piano. That means you're a string instrument. So that means someone. So then you can play. I don't know, pulling strings somewhere.
But only thing that makes you angry is what you allow to make you angry.
So they're not really pulling your strings. They're pushing your buttons. They're not actually pulling strings like a puppet master. They're just only pushing buttons. And the push button mechanism allows for a string to pull like a lever. Don't play.
This is not to be conceptualized. I know, but then still, like whatever or whoever makes you angry is actually you.
Yeah, hyperfractalectualized is just going to be a context.
Yeah, it's never really nobody else.
Yeah, because you're the one that's inside, and like it really is our expectation. It does seem like something like is making us angry, but it really is our own reaction. It's weird though. It's Sadhguru was saying some funny shit. He was like, if we have like something happen to us, you can have any type of thought about it. It can either be a dry thought or a juicy thought. And the juicy thought is a smooth emotion. So it's like a hot thought. It's all muddy and just unintelligent. Or you can have like a smooth, dry thought, which is just like a dry, blunt type of thought. So if we have a thought about something that happens to us, whatever thought we have is going to start creating that vibration, and it's going to create a smooth gyratory existence. And then whatever emotion we start to build from that novel experience of emotion, people are like, wow, I should feel bad. And then all the bad feelings start to fractal off of that, echo off of that.
Yeah, anything you're thinking is going to start reflecting and creating a reality. That's why when people, I see people have anxiety attacks. Even in the past, I look at my past anxiety attacks. I'm like, you created that into a reality. Like how
It is like a light form.
Yeah.
into a world,
Yeah.
reality, and see that everything was created by you. But if you freaking out and things look like this and that, it's really based off of you.
And
Yeah.
everything you're thinking, you're reflecting on. Like, there's nothing else to reflect on but what you're thinking. You're not even reflecting on the
I
environment.
think this one is for you, Just Ty. New beginnings always disguise themselves as painful endings.
New beginnings always find themselves as painful endings.
New
Disguise
beginnings
themselves.
always disguise themselves as painful endings.
That is, change is the hardest thing for us to deal with. So yeah,
You said
that's,
new beginnings.
You will
yeah.
strip away your art. Sometimes it's going to just go out into
Like any
Something has to die for something has to die for something to become the new beginning. The whole way got to go.
But I
So
think if we look at everything bluntly, like a smooth dry, like if we looked at all of it as a dry truth, we could be like a new beginning would just be a new beginning. It wouldn't be like, oh, beginning, let's have a party. Like, wouldn't be any vibes to it. If you said death, it wouldn't be like, oh, you wouldn't feel anything. It would just be a word.
everything do every beginning has to have an end?
Nah.
no,
No, because I think it goes off
nope,
other places. Even
Ask Mr. Meeseeks.
that you used to
nope.
censor them by. They just go into
What's the
something else.
what's the first number? What's the last number? Ain't no beginning to numbers. You know what I'm saying? Negative
Ask Mr.
infinity.
Meeseeks.
I was about to say that exact thing. I was like, negative infinity times a billion.
But I guess technically, if you say that, then technically there's only one thing that doesn't have an end, and that's ends. Ends does not have an end. But other than that, yeah, it all has a tail. But the weird thing about the end is we're just looking at it like a Gryffindor right now, because everything that's slithering in, we start to experience from a beginning to an end, when really it has the end coming with the tail and the head at once.
Yeah, but then
But is it really the end?
yeah, because we said we like it got to be more than one ending because we said we got to make ends meet, right?
Yeah.
Every bend has an beginning.
Hey, True. Hey, guys.
What did there be?
You guys,
Yeah, I vibrated when you can't switch in my world.
when you guys,
But if you look at the
when you guys
infinity
say
symbol, there's no beginning or end to the infinity symbol. That's just a figure eight, basically.
Yeah.
But you
Name
know
one
when
other
guys
thing
say,
that does that besides zero. Go ahead, Eric.
What you saying,
okay, in, are you going into something? Into something? Are you going in something? Or end? I was say end,
Oh
end.
yeah, end or end and end.
But N sounds like it just has the D on the end of it, but it has like an endogenous type of ring to it, like it's within. Endogenous. But if you're going beginning, then you're going inning.
He said recognizing how insignificant you are is a superpower.
But then recognizing
I
how
go back and forth.
you are.
I go back and forth with the insignificant thing because sometimes I'll be saying I'll be on trips and I'm like, man, we just a tiny little insignificant speck. But then I'll be like, it takes all of this to create. It takes every piece of whatever exists to create what the whole of our existence is. So
Yeah, it's always significant for what? Is it good for this or good for that? There's no ultimate goodness, but you can be good for anything. There's a blue flame coming out of this star right here.
Yeah. For the better of the individual.
yeah.
What it is. Because you can, I'm telling you right now, you can talk to 100 people and each one will have a different importance in their life.
Yo, you know what's weird about hierarchies is like whenever we appoint people up and up the ladder, it always leads up to like one judge or one priest or some shit. So basically what we doing is living in a whole world that has just, we're the subconscious mind of one fractal conscious spirit. We're just a bunch of shadows of like, yeah, this motherfucker ain't shit, but they're like, you got to be just like this. There's like one fractal essence of like, but it makes sense. It only takes one to be like the voice of reason.
Speaking of shit, nah, he said even the fiercest predators protect itself from flies.
Yeah, you got to keep a bucket of shit in the living room to keep the flies out the kitchen.
Yeah, you don't want flies. You got to be like a whale. Then they got other stuff that's close to being flies that's in there also. So yeah.
Hell yeah, they got the same shit. Fucking with them. Pecking on them, fucking with them. Keep them clean though.
Yeah, keep them clean. So what's the intent? What is the like child say? Okay, so what is we doing?
Yeah, let's ground real quick. Let's get some grounding. Like these questions are getting out there. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
you talking about next week?
Nah, bro. Like, what are we doing? Well, yeah, next week, this day, today, tomorrow, every day.
Now, want me to tell you what we doing? We just being happy and exploring the parameters of what is. We don't give a fuck if it's that or not. It doesn't even matter.
Not really.
Talking, we just talk. We just sharing stories.
Yeah.
True life stories.
True life stories.
Like, anytime, like it seems like we're getting at some greater thing or something. Like I would. It's real shit.
Yeah.
Anything I share is not true.
Hey, the truth, the so-called truth that everybody's looking for is almost just like a drug.
It's a popularity contest. It don't exist.
Casey the Dragon.
But that's what I mean. Like that's what I was getting at. Where there's always like a judge. No, we are all rendering into one Morty. Like it's one Morty just trying to become.
Oh, we
Because think about it, it's like whatever we call good or bad, if it has to be like,
what's up with it? King Guys in the building. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to King Guys channel.
King Guys.
Yeah.
The jewel dropper.
Practically significant.
Man.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we was just we was fractaling like a motherfucker. We was hella fractaling just now. It was like all the scales, which is, of the snake, of the back of the snake, fell off, they spread out. That shit said God.
Yeah, I'm
beat the game, or do you always want to have one piece of the puzzle missing so you can go looking everywhere for it?
I want the cheat codes. I ain't fuck all that.
Well, yeah, but it's like you don't want only one piece to be missing, because if you know one piece is missing, you're like, this is a pretty empty map. Like, nah, you want there to be like 37 million. Like, there has to be a ... Otherwise, you're gonna reject that reality.
I
Guaranteed.
got 9 jobs.
I'm trying to be a programmer. I ain't even trying to play the game.
I've been on that tip heavy. So that's exactly what you mean about making the game. Like, oh, I could just run up the hill this way and do this, hit this button, or mess with the coding.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hack this motherfucker.
Hey, you guys want to know what I've been looking at? Like, just on accident?
Oh, you sharing
Look at what I'm streaming right now. This is what I've been accidentally staring at for the past 5 minutes. I forgot I was looking at it.
Keeping it fresh.
It makes sense though.
Yeah. The trees will grab at you, man.
Hey, this how the tree.
Artificial intelligence inside of plants and affect a chemical genetic structure so that they can talk and like put a bioluminescence out during the nighttime instead of street lamps and like.
Oh, they've done that to plants already with that, with the bioluminescence.
Yeah, on a big scale. Like when it's night, the trees just start glowing. Then you don't need street lights no more and stuff.
There's gonna be Avatar.
Yeah, yep.
You know what's weird about reality is like I think reality's starting to get so sentient. Well, no, it's already been sentient, but I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's starting to get. I think it's starting to get so fractally wise right now. It's like, because it's trying to like surprise us. It's kind of like how a musician plays and they know that we know the song and we're trying to sing along, but they're trying to like avoid us. They're like, nah, let me switch it up this time. But like the ether's trying to always switch it up on us, aka we're trying to switch it up on ourselves, put ourselves in unknown Shiva positions of dimensions we've never seen. But it seems like
Yeah.
everything's been seen so many times, and now we have the ability to have our phone and see anything. So it's like anything reality can give us. I can be like, yo, I'm on Just Ty right now. Like I'm
Like
looking at Just Ty podcast.
reality could be an asshole though. I'm telling you,
But what if
sometimes.
reality like gets worse and
Good
worse?
one,
Like reality really will wait. Yeah, it's like
Good one though. Because I'm going.
it'll wake you
Like,
up.
yeah, because I remember somebody ran into one of the poles out here and it like knocked all the lights out. And then I was on something looking at the comments and somebody was like, the US don't have they lines underground. And like
Okay, well, I'm not talking about.
I didn't never knew some other countries got the lines under electricity wires ran underground though.
But
But you
okay,
know,
when I say looking at reality, I'm not talking about like avoiding reality to do that. I'm talking about like if we're already in reality fully and we have a little extra time, like
Oh.
like if you're looking at the sky, like you know what I mean? Like anything could pop out. It seems like reality knows that you have everything at your fingertips, so it can be like it'll just try to become crazier and crazier sometimes in weird ways. Like not even directly. Like a shooting star or something.
Just like in the game when the objects, the Easter eggs and stuff, they'll be glycerin and glittering in the corner and stuff. You're like, oh, I think I should look over there.
I'm having an experience. Yeah.
That's not like really the main mission. Like you could have went past it.
right, little side mission.
Yeah, but okay, think about you're already on such a side mission so many times. It's like different. There's like, what if there were sentient NPCs inside of a Zelda game and they coming out of a different game and they're just like, yo, you want to join this game? You're like, is this a pop-up?
Man, you just side mission me. I seen the whole life of that side mission.
Wait.
You'll be on the mission and then somebody will hit you with another mission, then you'll go on that mission, then you'll kind of come back to yours, but then you'll be with them on theirs, which will lead you to another mission. But you always get kind of sidetracked and going all the other ways.
Everybody in the game just 40 though.
I swear this is like a fractally like whatever we're saying here, we're conjuring up some energy right now in the ether.
That's because you fractalizing crazy and you already picking up extra meaning to shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even saying it's good or bad or it has any words attached. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I'm not either. I'm just saying you picking up on extra shit that we ain't.
But you ain't lying, brother. I wasn't gonna say you were wrong either. But no, it's like I'm not saying it's like a meaning. Like yeah, meaning's a weird one. But it's like definitely an energy, like the giggle. I feel like the giggle is the most strong mantra because you can sing any song, you can say any mantra like Shiva or any word, but a giggle is just ha ha ha. Like it's echoed through every echo.
I'm gonna start being serious.
Every laugh.
I'm
so even if
I'm gonna be serious and not laugh for like 2 weeks.
Well, this other strongest mantra besides laughing is silence. So good luck with that. But
They got it.
that's a whole giggle to itself.
Hey, it is, because when you go silent, everything try to get you to say something because you're so used to saying something towards everything. You're so
Think
used
about
to
it,
answering everything.
like if you're so ready to giggle at everything. It's like once you stop giggling, once you stop answering, yeah, it'll pop out.
It's like when you go silent, like when I go silent, everything becomes a question.
I think.
And then you see why you go into those questions when you like get out of that state.
Well, yeah, but every question is a million answers, so you don't really care. You're not like drawn into each question either. You're just like, okay. Like literally, there's like a lot of loudness, but it doesn't seem like the loudness is coming from our mind anymore. It's like walking through an environment and seeing that the thoughts are stuck inside each object, but they're all there. But they're always quiet or loud.
Yeah.
The smooth tuning. But I see this is our pace with everything. Like whatever pace we take is how we set the tone with the smooth feng shui. If we set the tone smoothly, then that'll set our pace to be like a cool blue of just like walking through. If we do a walkthrough, like that's the fastest way to beat a video game is to do a walkthrough. So other than that, if you try to run through, you're gonna stub your toe or two.
Yeah. Anything other than the walkthrough be a
If you rush, you always make a mistake, and you make that mistake so fast because you're going so fast that you get so angry from so much pain that you get so blind that you miss the insights that you make the same mistake again. Like you get stuck in loops being hot. You get frozen.
That'd be me, right?
That's how hotness freezes.
I'll be playing Call of Duty, right? And like when I play Call of Duty, like I play on teams and I don't even be on the team. I just be by myself running through it. And like at the end of the game, like, okay, I'll have the most kills. I'll be at the top with the most kills. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was smacking it up. But then I beat and die like 4 times more than everybody else. For every kill I die.
It just like makes more sense. You're like stronger energy. See what I'm saying? It's like, is that better or worse? It's just stronger. Goddamn.
I have 43 kills, but I've been died 39 times.
Doesn't even make sense. Like, is that good or bad? Yeah, I can't get a reading on that.
I don't know. Because we lost. Because I had to be.
Oh, nah. Oh, that ain't shit. Then maybe, or I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe you're just being such a kamikaze to get your kills. That's what it is. Being too kamikaze.
Yep, just straight.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, I'll try.
You gotta get that ratio. I'm gonna check your ratio next time. Like, hey, how's that kill ratio, Drew? Peace and love.
Hey, y'all.
Shot like a pistol.
Life and death, baby. Does every beginning have an end? I don't know. Does every death have a kill ratio? Ask True.
That's just hilarious, though.
But everything's not as funny tonight. Like last night when we talked and shit, I was like talking to you guys on the live. Everything was really funny. It was a giggle fest. Tonight's just like, I saw so many fractals. Like, it was the new fract. It was the same, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just going through so many unknown fractals, but like, I'm like, wow, this is really the updated version. But it's so amazing that it's just not that crazy. Like, tonight's not a giggle fest or something.
But it's like weird because like
not that crazy, bro.
It's not.
Like I be expecting it to always be funny and fun, and you know, but then it's like when like people don't take it all serious. They think it's just.
I'm like, last night was a giggle fest, so tonight I'm taking 3. I'm like,
You just had a good time.
Bro.
I'm like, that's not how it works.
I gotta be serious for like 3 weeks. I'm just saying, okay. So I'm gonna be serious. So I'm letting go of the
Alright, hey,
giggle.
true. Tomorrow,
Letting go of
brother,
the
I'll see
giggle.
you, but
I
seriously.
know. Hey
We'll be
Theo,
serious.
I'm letting go of the giggle and I'm easing into the wiggle. Okay.
Yeah, because you can't giggle and wiggle at the same time. Every time you
Yeah.
giggling, that's taken from your wiggling.
Just
AKA
gotta
when you
sit
seeing
with
and
it.
talking, that ain't the beingness.
Not death by astonishment, like Terrence McKenna used to say. Just go.
That's awful. Yeah, don't be awful. Be in
Yeah.
amazement. Be in the
And
middle of a
and
maze
that's
where you can
how
be the
I am.
maze with the mint. Minty
I just
fresh.
go, bro. I just go. I don't, I don't put no burdens on. I try not to put too many burdens on myself
Well, that's
anymore.
what you said. When you got a bird in, that's an endogenous bird.
Yeah.
You want to put that in.
It's like shit.
We all got to carry that smooth cross. AKA the current time, the fract.
So if I even look at what you got as a burden and you give it to me, I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna hold it for you until you get ready to leave, and then I'm gonna slide it back in your back pocket.
But the only way that you can have a bird in is if there's a snake, because the snake is going to eat the bird and it's going to be an end to the madness.
The Spiderwick Chronicles.
What's a snake end?
Snake in. Ends meet. You know I gotta make ends meet.
Yeah, but if you make ends meet, like, are you literally making the meat? Like, I used to think it was about meat when I was a kid. I'm like, that sounds like a vegan ass protest. But if you make the ends meet, so let's say you take one object, and if you travel off at every direction, you're going to meet an area where there's an ending or a drop off or an event horizon. But if you make those ends meet, all right, I'm done.
Have you ever heard sayings and like you laughed at it or you even used it, but you didn't even really know what the shit meant?
You have sayings?
Yeah, like ends meet or like my
Yeah, I know.
mom.
Some of them sound so good. I think what it is like that ... effect. Like if something doesn't have a clear cause and effect, that's what I realized, that anything that's good, like the more value we put on it, the more giggle it has, is the more ... there is. Because if
And
we
the
can
more
see a clear
giggle,
meaning behind it, they're like, "No, I know the meaning of that." But if you're like, "I don't quite know the meaning," it's like funny.
yeah,
That's what we call the giggle.
yeah, but it'd be funny. Or it means something. Like my mom, like she said,
Yeah, it has a
all her
greater
life
meaning.
she talking about you don't know shit from Shinola. And then she didn't find out what Shinola was. He was 65.
But yeah, those like essences, when we hear them and we know they sound so right, we just have to keep like I'm keeping that. There's something in that. It gives us such an indistinct feeling of like
What
trying to
is
trace the meaning.
Do people still spit on brooms when you sweep their feet?
Some people still do.
People
Oh,
still.
they're different.
That's new to me.
I know what they mean by doing that, but that's just their imagination. Like, get your mind right.
Yeah, I be sweeping my feet on purpose. I said I did enough time. I could sweep my feet a gang of times before it catch up with me.
When I die, bury me with the fractal. Don't leave no fractal left. Sweep me under the rug, baby.
Sweep me under the rug.
Because under the rug is always the smooth foundation.
Hey, like don't miss a beat, because the world ain't gonna miss a beat.
That's why on Lent, everybody eating on Lent, they ain't eating because they got pocket Lent. All right.
He said, all right, I'm done. Pocket Lent.
Clean their pockets out.
I'm in this cricket festival right now, though. It's kind of like Woodstock for crickets. It's trippy how you can tune into any different cricket song out here. And the Milky Way is just sticking out.
Damn. Milky Way.
You ever think the Milky Way has cows in it? Like floating? Like the greater fractal cows?
Milky Way is a cow.
The Milky Way bars got cows in.
I've been trying to make sense of this fractal for the past eon.
You just did. Or did
Well,
we?
yeah, but I've been trying to make sense. I never said I was trying to complete making the sense into something. That'd be a form.
Said. Or did we?
Yeah. We just did, but that's the weird part, because when you said that, it opened the door even more. Like, when we make sense, that sense is always going to make more and more sense to itself in that spiral. I feel like we always step in other people's spirals that they left too, especially if we know that person in real life.
Yeah.
I don't have anymore.
I get why crickets are part of the giggle, though. It's because like a bunch of funny shit is going on in the ETH, and then all of a sudden, like at the end of the night, it's gonna be crickets. It's gonna be some funny ass shit. But I guess this is the end of the day. So whenever they say at the end of the day, they're talking about right now.
A nice ambiance. Good for kosher.
Damn, this dude artwork do go crazy.
Alex Gray.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Akashic Records just sent me this. Sent me some picture of a dude that just did the second just produced the second cover for Bob Elements 2 project.
You talking about fractal elements?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fract. It's a fract, all right.
No, I just don't have any idea. Like, the words you're saying aren't registering right now, but post it in the fract cord.
I know. I gotta show
it. I'm out there. Well, there's these big ripples in the ether right here in the Milky Way. You can definitely see like ripples. You could say that the Milky Way is just rippling in space, but it looks like dark matter is just rippling through the light.
He said, being is godly activity happening with no one anywhere.
No one anywhere? What is there anyone anyways? Like, do you have to be alone, I'm saying, or like can you just be gyrating?
Sometimes I'll be feeling like you're always alone.
Yeah.
In your mind.
Because even if you with somebody, it's like, I want to spend some time and enjoy this thing with somebody. It's like, wait, enjoy this thing with somebody. Sounds like you want to enjoy this thing. So it's like, why do you want them to be there? Is that a paradigm shift?
He said, no matter how beautiful and decorated.
It is exactly.
He said, no matter how beautiful and decorated the coffin is, nobody actually dares to go in it.
But it's weird how like either when we're there with somebody and we want to enjoy something with somebody, we still got to sit there and enjoy it for ourselves. And even at the end of the day, where we're at right now,
when you get in it, you don't know you in it.
Because when we're enjoying it, that's when we're baking the bread and eating it, and there's no breadcrumbs.
When you in it, you don't know you in it. You didn't even create that party, that after party for yourself. Somebody else did.
Damn.
Just on the train.
Basically Soul Train, except everybody's getting down on a groove.
Soul Train, one nation under a groove, getting down just for the funk of it.
The caboose is going to
conduct. If you think too hard, you're going to probably war the way you're thinking. Like, I get into the funk until you can reorganize everything or evolve or whatever happens.
No, it just seems like we got to do more thinking. Like, think about, like, if we had to, like, do more and more to get to reality or less and less, well, it'd be the same shit, but, like, think about if we had to put more language to it in order to, like, make it what it already was.
Yeah.
Or, like, well, you could conjure it.
To make it just different terminology. But
Yeah,
yeah.
but just but you know what I'm saying? It's always good to conjure, but then you got to leave the map after you get there. Like you're not going to take the map and try to like tape it to the windshield while you're driving and crash the car. Like Homer did in that one shit in The Simpsons where he got to Alaska. He's like, "This is Alaska. It's beautiful," but it was the real landscape behind it. But he still taped that shit. He didn't even realize. I don't know what he was fractaling, but he crashed.
Yeah,
Did
he
he?
was seeing exactly what he saw.
He almost. I don't remember what happened, but yeah, that's a real fract. But he did end up in Alaska, and then he was like, "Damn." He was having a rough time in Alaska. Wasn't what he thought it would be. All beautiful and shit on the postcard. But yeah, life always sounds like some scary shit too, because everybody's only talking about from like. A lot of times we talk from the perspective of our failures, which is the wise part of us that fails and learns.
I was about
But
to
then the
say.
part of us that already knows it doesn't need that.
Yeah, I was about to say, even when I catch myself saying like, "Where is this?" or "What's going on?" or that, I still catch that cosmic giggle, which is like that layer above that would have myself laughing at myself, like, "Look at you, look at look at you doing that," like a Jim Carrey type thing.
It's like the purple Damon becomes Jim Carrey in The Mask. Oh shit, Green Damon.
Oh yeah, he let loose when he had the mask on. Like the mask lifted a barrier.
Yeah, that was when he became the blue flame. He needed to sit down, but he was standing up.
There's an oxymoron. Stand up
Yeah,
I mean sit down to fly.
yeah, he was gyrating. Like if he was alive for like a whole year, the whole world would have been the mask world. He would have infected the whole world with
They
that
wasn't
shit.
ready. They
He
wasn't
would have
ready.
become God. Like they had to shut that shit down quick.
Yeah. Because it would have came from just one source.
No, imagine if they started seeing that like the Mask 2. Like it's all these new agers. They're like, we heard of a legend of this phenomenon. It's fractal. It's the Mask. They're like naming this new age like spiritual
Come up with a
big
whole
group.
New Testament off of it.
But it's just a group UFO sighting of just some weird shit that happened. Like shit always happens.
Yep, but if
And
he
you guys
wasn't
all had the
there,
same shit.
your mind gonna keep making those dots, and when you don't got other
Yeah,
things going on, you're gonna keep trying to trail that on. Watch
I
all the
know.
ghost
Either you
stories in
can.
the world.
That's the weird thing, because if you're looking at everything without the voice, it's like those dots are just there. That's good. But then if you're really looking, then all those other dots pop out from infinite directions, from the dots. So if you're looking at your dots, it could be a pain. But if you look at the right dots, it's smooth.
Smooth
Connect the
fry.
dots.
But if you're looking at your own dots, the more time we re-dotify them and we start to connect our own dots and we're like in a dense web of dots, ooh, dots can get hot.
A lot of processing that data.
Yeah, the imagination is just like is the body. It's the ultimate body, which has no form, so it's like unlimited, but it's still tired. So like, damn. And then
In
the
what way
physical
would you
body
say tired?
I don't know. It's just like I feel like we are that fractal infinite part of us that like can't get tired, but it's like I'm tired of this
Can't
shit.
get.
It's like a metaphor.
Uh-huh.
Like we can't really get tired, but we're still just tired. But no, it's
That's
just that
love.
polarity. Yeah, that's love. Being awake is only being tired. Otherwise, you would just say you were just kicking it.
Tired, enjoyed, overwhelmed. And like in the groove.
Yeah, we need to pull out some words. We need to see which words are popping out right now. In the groove.
Going fishing for something in the ethers.
Ire. What is that word? Ire. It's always some ire. It's like higher, Frodo and at the Shire, but it's always some Richard Pryor.
At the end of the day.
It's like you could catch a new show, but you gotta look at the flyer. Wheels on a tire.
Are you the creator or the buyer?
Yeah, the buyers are even wired like a tire, even a wire. A wire is straight, but it's round.
Let me see if I'm right before. I think
Everybody's talking.
It just seems like we should all be fractally interfacing with reality. Like, that's the true life fractal meetup in any reality. Or anybody that, like, I swear, when people just, like, what if we all just went to nature and just fractalized? I mean, that sounds crazy. What?
that sounds
Hold
right
on.
up the alley.
Let me rephrase that. I mean, that sounds obvious, but, like, it's like let's go on a hike or some shit. But what I'm trying to say is, like, what if we just, like, saw some new stars or some shit? Like a group of people see some new shit going on in the East and use that as a technology to dive into with the psychedelic.
A technological-ology?
Instead of diving into like
results through the different dimensions we experience.
We could take all these beautiful yantras and all this old fractal artwork, or we could take like any painting or like a rug or something, and we could take 50 grams of shrooms and just dive into that. But what if we just all were in a group and we're like meditating for like 1 hour? We're like, everybody, like, what do you need? Like, are you hungry? Do you need this? Like, everybody had what they needed. We're like, let's just meditate. Let's just do some shit right now. We're all like emotionally like, yeah, this is it. I'm into this. We're going to sit. This is dope. Like, this makes sense for my storyline. Yeah, I'm in the East. We just sit and then we combine a thought and then we just smoke DMT and like look at a new star formation with telescope all at the same time. Go see what that's just looking like. And then we all come back and compare fractals and make art. And then dive into the art. Some 4ACO. You know, just shit like that.
Keep the recycle fresh.
Fresh fractal.
That would be amazing.
You want to know what it sounds like when you say
what's happening?
When you say what we doing? True. I'm like, that sounds like let's hop realities, or it sounds like anything. It's just like the most chaotic question. What we doing? In this reality? In any reality? With these black holes all around us in light forms, like, what we doing? Like, you want to hop reality?
I know.
Sounds like you got DMT in your pocket when you said
that. You're ready. Strapped. But on certain questions that we ask ourselves during normal day, during experiences, do bring about like a whole different thing until you like let them go. Like even like things that you think is good for you. Like, oh, I'm just floating. Or like, what's happening?
It's like you're floating towards something, but that thing is floating towards you.
I say every good writer needs a experience.
Every good rider needs a rider.
Gotta ride something.
You got to be riding on something if you writing on something.
And yo, that thing you was talking about earlier, there's no such thing as straight line curves and stuff like that. If you zoom in on anything, how could it be a straight line? Like if it's
Yeah,
made up of
it's a weird
particles and
question.
it keeps breaking apart, like
Well,
what
you
you're
know what
looking
I
at just
also
appears.
realized is like I realized that like there is no curved lines in the fractal verse because I be in the fractal verse a lot of times. So I'm like I've never seen a curved fract. It's always angular fractility. But guess what? The pulsation and the gyration. All right, but back to a more language nation.
Keep going.
Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like when the angular fract is like all those honeycomb matrices and stuff, like all the flower of life and stuff. I feel like that's that virtue, like that's that circumstance or virtue, like the fixed stars in astrology, like all the places that are set. But what we're diving through with the principality fractal of just like the pulsation.
The fourth and
If
fifth
we're
dimension.
if we're just pulsating through all these different layers and dimensions and realms, like then we're creating the circle. So we see it as a circle, but it's really just like the linga is like that vesica Pisces is spinning.
Yeah, and in mathematics they got this thing called a 68 lattice crystal that they say like exists in like this. I'm making this up, but it's between like the 25th and 30th dimension. I don't got that memorized, but it's like somewhere high up there. And they say that everything is a reflection of that crystalline form, and they
All
put you in
reality
different layers.
included.
The grand yantra. But I feel like that crystalline form, like when we think about a crystal, it has every angle in it. It's like every crystal, the infinity crystal.
Yeah, the ways that left is not just right. Left is like left, up, down at the
But then
same
if you
time.
think about it, like if you're thinking about where that crystal must be, then we're always putting it in a map within our timeline. So we're putting it some chronological front to back order or a symbolic, like because we're in a symbolic realm of front to back. So we have to put it in a symbolic way, like a principality way, a pulsation. But really, if we think about that realm of pure crystal, like that pure crystal of time would have to be inside everything, really. Or it would have to just be an essence that was like floating. Or it'd be dissolved within everything or something.
Yeah, able to pop out in whatever it needs to be.
Because it can't just be a place, and then once you reach it, you go inside of it. Then what? Like,
Sun guy.
Well, that would gyrate. Well, even if you did,
If it
like
was
that's the
nothing.
weird thing, because even if you're going to a place in your mind and you're like, this is not the real thing, this is just a symbolic fract that I created, or like any realm we can perceive of it, it's still there.
Yeah, that's a
And
lot
that
of work to
realm's gonna
think all of
gyrate.
that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful realm you create. Like, and if you did go inside that fract, even though it's symbolic, like it's gonna fract back. It might even point towards itself again and again. Like, so yeah, it's not right or wrong. It's not like we're saying like everything points to just sitting there looking crazy and not do anything. Well, no, that's just one way of looking. Or you could say everything points to doing everything to the fullest, just as much as you could say that. That's all a
Everything
different fract.
points to everything doing the fullest.
So we just saying a bunch of words and ideas that pertain to our resonation, to our ideas, to our experience. So there's not really any grand implications or like a superset of truth. There's not a grand set. There's all type of grand sets, many grand sets, because
Just
all
taking,
order.
just taking some shots at the bar. They get a little bit of this. They get a little bit of that. Try a little
Exactly.
bit
Give
of
them a
this.
policy.
I don't know if
Get a
people really
fractal
mix their
policy.
shots. You can tell I'm not a drinker. But
Exactly.
mix
That
your
probably
weed. Mix your
isn't
weed up. Mix them.
Nah, they be
them
doing that. They be
strains.
drinking like a trash can or something. They be dumping all type of rum and vodka and weird shit like Tiki
Yeah.
Tuesdays and shit. Just, you know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. Neither do I. But yeah, I
I see
tried
it on
drinking.
TV.
Yeah, like I got a YouTube channel that they make like crazy ass outer space looking drinks or something. It's pretty dope. But you know what I'm saying? Like I drank a smooth ginger beer tonight. I made a ginger beer. but I don't know nothing about like making drinks or something. But I know about herbs and shit. It seems like the same thing.
All nature just fusing with each other.
I feel like whenever they're making a spirit, because they're talking about an essence, they're not just trying to get the essence of essences, like these vodka type energies.
Oh no, it
But they're
gotta be
trying,
made a certain way,
like
promoted a
with some type
certain
of
way.
flowers, like it has the essence of something. Like it'll be an essence in there, like the ether, the alcohol will be there, but the essence of what? It's like a medicine.
No, it comes off of that. Most people be scared of it, saying, "Oh, that's a demon running the company, or it's this and that." But it's something is running everything, even
But
your
if you say
household.
something's running, like you're running your own body, are you the demon of your body? That's crazy.
I
You
know.
living like that? What the fuck? Well, technically, yeah, the purple daemon ain't a bad thing to be, but yeah, that's another story. Daemon in Greek, that just meant genius. But it's just a part of us that wants to make a smooth rhythm.
Yeah, awakening that inner genie.
But it's really just a light form. Like it's the light itself just wants to fractalize on itself. It's just the jinn inside the lamp. We lamping in the rest. With the rest of shit. Resting.
It's something to experience the multi-dimensional life and the memory and seeing it as memories, as full-blown VR room AR experiences and stuff like that.
I was seeing like when I was deep on the LSD earlier today, I was like, fuck, everything is just a memory. And if we stop living in memories for like even 1 second, we can zap into every reality quick.
Yeah,
It's
you're so
just like
busy remembering this right now.
if we were to think like, oh, we're taking a trip, like yeah, when you on like LSD or something, you have a lot of backup fractal, like all the symbols are in your body, like all those little hieroglyphs are like helping out for sure. But other than that, on a regular day, like LSD shows you there's just what showed me that my mind is just like a posture. And it's like an energy I put out. Like that thought
just
form, like the
posing.
thought structure is a posture. Whatever I think and I want to pose as a posture, it's gonna start vibrating out of that, like create a fluid, a float.
I follow this guy on TikTok. His name is the gnarly poser. He's a skateboarder. He started skateboarding in like his 30s. Getting good though. But if he was calling him a poser, he's like, I'm the gnarly poser. I'm still
He
here.
sounds like an aeronautical.
Aeronautical?
Yeah, he sounds like an aeronautical.
What you mean?
I don't know.
How long you about to be? How long you gonna be live, Ty?
I'm just vibing.
How long you gonna be live? Because I'm about to head out, man. I'm about to go
Probably like
out.
another half hour, 20 minutes.
All right,
We'll see.
So y'all gotta jump over to.
We'll be gyrating for a
come
minute.
on over.
Ty channel.
I got this salt lamp right
got
here.
a half
We
a blunt.
gyrating. What up, Shiva?
I see you.
What up with it?
Yo.
My brother from another mother.
Brother.
Beautiful night out.
The twin. I call him the twin.
Shrooming and zooming, baby. I'm with Lucy right now in the horizon. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, I shared it so y'all can jump over to Just Ty Live, bro. I'm about to check it out. I'm tired. I gotta go.
Have a good one, True.
All right.
Yeah. Enjoy the ETH, brother.
No doubt.
All right.
Crickets are here. But there's another type of bug that's making these noises. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I was thinking you can see how different instruments was made by listening to nature back in the day and trying to make instruments that like can mimic bird sounds and cricket sounds.
Yeah, because all artistry really is mimicking really well. So if you're like using anything, you gotta have something to mirror to start that gyration. But yeah, they got some dope ass whistles and stuff that makes exact bird noises because they know how to carve out that smooth cavity.
Now the sound is live. I can hear it.
They sound like they're having so much fun singing that song. One of them just kicked onto a higher frequency too.
They'll do that.
He said, "Fuck it."
Gonna have some. Gonna have some. It's cool. Cool, just living life. Just going about everything that comes at you. And even like you said, where's out there and in there? Where do people try? Where are people trying to go when everything is like tied into what's going on in front of our faces as well? It's just how our in front of our faces augmented at the time. It's just what reality we find ourselves like experiencing. It's like every reality is like an augmentation of one single thing or like one thing.
Just that you need a thing to start augmenting, and then once you got the augmentation, you create an augmentation nation. You just start augmenting the augmentation.
Civilization after civilization.
It seems like we're the dark matter attacking the fract sometimes. And then other times it seems like we're the fract fighting back, trying to burn to the last.
And then be like, I have a reason for this. Supposed to be like this. Supposed to happen. And you get caught up in it until the sun
Any light form. That's every light form. Like, I have a reason. You're like, and it's like, I have a reason. God damn. Light forms don't play. Meaningful ass.
You know what I would do to myself? You know what I would do to you? You know what I would do to myself?
If I were you, you know what I would do to me?
Turn it all upside down.
What kind of shit is that to say? If I were you, I just fractaled myself.
No, just imagine being intense and angry in those kind of situations, and you just like choose to say.
But I swear, only the most intense people. It's kind of like we're saying you can't laugh if you want to giggle, but it's like the most intense people who are serious. That's the funny ones too. They kind of sacrifice themselves to the greater giggle in a way.
You see how much they gotta do to hold it up.
They're like, I'm really. This is my. No, I'm serious. They're like really intellectual on the subject.
I don't see it that way. Like, you can't see it that way, or you just don't see it that way. Can you say that you can't see it that way? Then see where your mind
goes. The light
goes.
form in which I want to perpetuate does not resonate with such a way which is hesitate.
Like trying to get me to forget my role, my script. I got my lines memorized, bruh. And that's how it is. If you say and memorize that role, sometimes you want to play that out. Let it be. Let it be. That's why
but let it be.
I would say that's why every thought that pops up has its place. Even the ones that want to stop another thought. It's like, okay. Let's see what happens.
I know. It's like you guys all working together. I like this little orchestra.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Because sometimes it can seem like fighting it could be organized. Or it could be
Like
like
you
just
guys are dead fighting, but the fighting is such a smooth orchestra.
it
It's
could be
orchestrated.
racing. It could be Mario Kart, Mario Party. It had to be like intense violent. Just the
Yeah.
essence of competition and
Yeah, like
existing in
big
the
brother
same
and sister
space.
roll.
Yeah.
Or like big brother, little brother roll.
Hey,
Fractal.
let's play house. Hey, let's play citizen.
You only get that smooth type of like certain rivalry of being so alike as someone, like in the same position as someone, or living,
Yeah.
sharing experience with
Like
someone so much.
Ash and Gary on Pokemon. They
Like you
both
can
want to
only
be the
become,
best.
yeah. But did they start to? They had the most beef though.
Yeah, they was rivals, but they was kind of alike. They always beat everybody else they ran into.
But I feel like in the real esoteric Pokemon, like what was inevitable, like what they didn't show is they would have been best friends. Real shit. They were actually gonna figure that out. Then they're gonna fight against Team Rocket together instead of wasting their time.
That was the real enemy. Well, the one that was
the
getting
real,
both of them.
the real enemy.
The one that was
Nah,
getting
they're
both
gonna
of them
find
at the
out
time.
because then eventually they're gonna find out that them and Team Rocket want the same shit. They're all gonna take DMT at a table and cry together. They're gonna be like, "We just want what's best for all the Pokemon. We're only trying to kill these Pokemon to save because we love our Pokemon." I'm like, calm down, but not how it works.
Hey, look, we have a talking cat. I'm talking Pokemon. Look
Yeah,
what
it's
we
like
can
we're the
do.
first ones that were able to train with the Book of the Tao. We're able to train our cat to speak. First talking Pokemon. The villains.
That's the psychedelic experience. The mind opening experience. Oh, we can follow a train of thoughts where we get along in a kind of way. Or, oh, we can, like, whatever it takes, even if you're not in the same circle. Just whatever it takes to be alright. Whatever you harmonize, vibrate with. Just stop seeing the South and North Pole and trying to push it together. And be like, oh, it's supposed to just turn around like this. Now it clicks.
Left and right twigs. That's a quick fix. I'm just out here like we're so fractally mutable with the thought forms. But these light forms in the sky look like old dead dinosaurs that are emanating through the time space. Like they're so fixed. But they're twirling. They're so still.
Can something ever be still?
I know. Like that's what I was just talking about earlier, that the LSD was showing me, like the only thing that's still is the thing where there's the most movement. That allows all movement. Like our vision field is just generated into stillness by allowing every movement so much that it doesn't even register it. It's like our body. Like where does our nervous system stop feeling?
Yeah.
Why don't we feel when someone else gets kicked in the balls or some shit like 5 feet away? Do we not know? Like, so it's a smooth tuning. Why do we not feel the cricket's pain?
That'd be a whole life story, whole life train. Save the crickets.
But then I guess that's the thing people start to feel. But then it's just a projection because whatever you start to put on the cricket's, like, how do you know that cricket's not getting its back broke over a leaf right now? That's not pain. That's a regular gyration. Start to project human suffering on a cricket. But it's definitely an energy source. I'm not talking about cricket protein from the vegan community.
That happens.
No, this timeline is weird. Like, we're really looking at some shit on Earth in the ETH with the R in the middle, the Eye of Ra in the middle of the ETH looking like Earth. We're dealing with a timeline where mushrooms are like the creator. And we're born with, like, if you're a male, you got a mushroom on you. You got an extra mushroom. And then, like, the same proteins that make up the mycelium or the mushroom, the chitin, that's the same cricket protein. So for some reason, the crickets and the mushrooms are related. But for some reason, we're like mushroom people. We're going to start eating crickets. Seems like an intergalactic war.
They fought us off for a while. We'll be back.
I don't know where I was going with that shit originally, but yo.
I saw the crickets and spaceships.
Yeah. That's why crickets are surrounding us in certain, like, fractal trips or something. People are like, I saw bugs.
Mantis beans.
But yeah, it's weird how there's, like, different flavors of reality, like different colors or spectrums of the rainbow, and then there's also an inevitable, like, amount of beings there could be. Like, for some reason there has to be bugs and fish, different shit. But that is this timeline, but also what else could there be? Part of the fract. Just the shapes.
Hey, I'm gonna end this live, but I'm still gonna be on the Discord. Getting late and dim these lights down. But thanks everybody for coming on through to the YouTube out there in the multiverse. Everybody out there in all shapes, forms, and fashions, energies.
Thank you for diving. AKA, thank you for sitting or maybe retracting.
Doing what you do.